Okay, so one of the things I don't think we've ever really talked about is the cost of art supplies, the cost of what it takes to produce work. I mean, the cost can mean many, many things, but let's just talk about the dollar cost. Today I got a shipment of some supplies in, and what I tend to do is, as we know, I am very cheap, so what I tend to do, I have to be very economy minded, let's put it that way. So what I tend to do is squeeze every last ounce of paint out of every tube I have. And then when I think I've gotten the last drop, I can possibly squeeze out, I cut open the tube, open it up, and I just start scraping out what's inside. That's how we have to live as artists, unless you're Brian Rutenberg, who is a phenomenal artist. Brian Rutenberg, if you don't know him, Brian Rutenberg, R-U-T-E-N Berg, B-E-R-G. He has a channel on YouTube. He's phenomenal. He's funny, so funny, and he's got like a ton of historical knowledge. He was educated in New York, I believe, or somewhere, and he lives in New York. He lives in Manhattan. He's been lucky enough, fortunate enough to have a studio there most of his adult life. And so he gets to go to the Met and MoMA and all the great museums in New York. And he has shows all over the country and work in museums. And I think he got an honorary degree a couple of years ago. I mean, that's the level of artist. That's the level of artist where I would like to be. That's where I want to be. I want to be able to buy boxes and boxes and boxes of paint and stand in my Manhattan gallery and just like let it all spill out. I love watching his videos. At the beginning, he'll have a Gamblin order come in, Gamblin artist colors order come in, and they're all colors that I love and use and get when I can. And he just opens them up and spills them out. This would be like one box of a couple of colors that he uses. And he does these huge canvases, so he gets to, he can afford it, but he'll use up a tube or 5 in a day of certain colors. I can't do that. I don't have that luxury. And because I'm in that position like pretty much everybody else I have ever met, we just have to make do with what we have. And when we run out, we use other materials like cardboard, which is, I've done a couple of videos lately about the cardboard collage I'm doing using my old prints. And just so you know, I took it out of the garage, the 6-foot long painting. It's 2 panels, 36 by 36, so it's somewhere, it's 6 feet. And I put it over here in my sunroom, and bam, all of a sudden I could see the figure and start cleaning it up and adding layers. And then I had to take a nap. That was the rest of my day. But we're going to talk about not having to make do. I love these boxes. This is Jerry's Artorama, and I love the boxes. I don't know, this is stuff I can use later. I can use on another piece. And if you don't think that's valid, you got to start looking around, because there's some really great artists who have painted on cardboard. And there was an artist out of Miami, Purvis. I can't remember his last name now, Purvis, something or other. And he had thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of paintings. And the Rubel Museum family, the Rubel family collection rather, picked I think over 1,000 paintings of his up, and they have them in their collection. And he painted on cardboard. He was also homeless for a long time, so you just use what you have. However, today I have new stuff, and I'm super excited. This is a product I don't buy very often at all, if ever, but I did once 2 weeks ago, first time in years. It's just white gesso. I happen to like golden a little bit. Dick Blick actually makes a better gesso for me. It dries. When it dries, it's flatter. It's more like a flat gesso, you know. Anyway, it's something. It's not shiny. This is a little shiny, and I don't like it, but I was buying through Jerry's Artorama. This is what they got. This is the least glossy of them all, so I got it. See, I don't even remember what all else I got. Gamblin Artist Colors. I'll show you if you can. Oh, there's so much glare. There we go. Radiant Blue. All right, never mind. Take my word for it. Gamblin is my favorite paint company. I also enjoy Williamsburg, mainly Gamblin. And Gamblin has two lines of paint out now. They actually have several lines of paint. This is their just Gamblin Artist Color Oil Colors paint. And then they've got a 1980 line. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you because of the glare. But there's the line logo, Gamblin 1980. They're far less expensive than the regular price Gamblin. And some of the colors I like better than the regular Gamblin. I know one is professional, one is called studio or something or other. It's just less expensive. So I tend to go with the colors I like in either line, or what I can afford. And this Indian yellow I love in the 1980. There are certain colors that don't come in the 1980 line, and one of them is the Radiant Blue, Transparent Earth Red, which is an absolute staple and have to have in my supplies. I cannot live without Transparent Earth Red. It absolutely transforms my colors. It can be used as a glaze, as I've talked about in many videos. Oops. Sorry, I keep knocking over an incense I have burning over here by Bugsy. Sorry, Bugs. Here we go. But Transparent Earth Red, I cannot paint without this. It's a marvelous color. It does come out transparent if you mix enough mineral spirits and Neo McGill in there, which I didn't get in this order. I got it in the last one. It's fantastic. If you get a chance, try it. I've recommended it for 8 years now. And I've heard from people all over the world who have gone out of their way to get it, and they love it. It takes painting to a whole nother level. It is unbelievable. 1980 Permanent Orange. I go through a lot of this. So this time I splurged and I got the big deal. I got the big tube. What is that? 50 milliliter. Little tube, big tube. But I go through a lot of Permanent Orange. So I got a nice big tube of that. What did I get here? I got a nice big tube of 1980 line Cadmium Red. Cadmium Medium Red, or Cadmium Red Medium. This is something I go through a lot of. So yay! Yay for me. And then, oh, I got another tube. Now I was hoping there was going to be an invoice in here because I kind of wanted to go over the costs of everything. Of each piece. But it's not in here. It must be in my email, so I'll give you the total at the end. Here I've got a cobalt blue. Cobalt colors are very expensive. Cobalt was produced starting in the industrial age, in the Industrial Revolution, and it was started during the Industrial Revolution. Metals were added to paint colors, so they came out more vibrant. I only have a cursory understanding of it, a very surface level understanding of it, but that's what I got to share with you, was that metals were added to colors, so they were brighter, more intense. And so for the first time in history, in human history, we had really intense, bright, beautiful reds, oranges, blues. We had these really bright greens. And that spurred the new movement known as the Impressionist movement. Because all of a sudden, you know, we've got these people out there in the fields painting away like our friend Vincent van Gogh with tubes of paint, because that was also new. That was in the early to mid 1800s that the tube was invented to put paint in. I think it was in France, a guy in France. I don't know. I don't remember. But this is actually a miracle, a man-made miracle. We have bright colors in tubes. We don't have to sit around grinding pigment and mixing it all up, which I'm sure is very romantic and fun. But I don't have time for that shit, and I get tired too fast to sit around playing all day. It would be really, really nice. If I were at the Brian Rutenberg level, I definitely would be grinding paint or having assistants help me out. Oh my God, we would do that all day. But I'm a one-man show, so we buy it. 1980 Gamblin' Artist Colors. Let's go through my aerosols and see what we got. I have a commission out there that I had to stop because I was using, I think I had 6 colors, but it wasn't vibrant enough, and I just had to bite the bullet and purchase supplies. I really needed a pink. I don't know if you can see this. It's called Pure Magenta, but it's like a hot pink. Let's see what else I bought myself. What other presents I have? Oh, I've got this nice electric blue. It's called Sky Blue, and it's Montana Gold. Not my favorite. I like Montana Blacks better. This is like a high pressure aerosol. If you're thinking about getting aerosols, this is high pressure, so it's going to come out faster. It's really for outdoor graffiti work. Montana Blacks, I like better, and they're actually 2 different companies, I think, but they come out slower. No, they're not. They're the same company. Montana Gold, Montana Black. Montana Black is a black can, and it's easier to control the paint. I have no idea why I didn't buy it, but I didn't. Anyway, we've got the magenta, we've got sky blue, pure cyan. I don't know how to say it. I've never understood this word. Pure cyan. We're going to go with that. It's another kind of blue. It's more of a turquoisey blue. Yay, we love the turquoisey blue. I got another blue. I guess we can never have enough blue in Beckyland. Beckland. This is Blue Magic. This is a really electric blue. This is friggin' magic when it's sprayed out. It is gorgeous. And then with the oil paints on top of it, it is just thunderous the way it smacks you. And as we know, I like smacking people. Why did I get this color? This is an odd color. This is more of a light slate blue. It's called Mount Everest by Montana Gold. I think it's coming across as electric. It's not. It's very dusty. No idea why I bought that. Oh, and then I got a black. And this is actually a chalk black. So I can put, I got an extra cap. How nice. Yeah. This is Montana as well, chalk spray. So when I like to put down flat black gesso, as we know, but then I can go over the top in different areas. Oh, actually, I can use it over there on the collage piece. I can put this down, and I'm going to get that flat black gesso look without having the brush strokes. I can just kind of put layers of it on. That's super exciting. Okay, Kitty has a new play box. And then they all came with caps, of course. Yay! Because all my caps need to be replaced, actually. I found caps online on Amazon, like 50 of them for $10 or something. Each of the caps, by the way, this is like a, whoop, hi cap. This is I think it's either a fine or a medium spray. It's just kind of a right down the middle safe spray. You can get them so they spray wide, fine point, and everything in between, or with kind of like a flat effect, like a flat brush. But I never know which one is which, except that this one I always end up liking, the one that comes with the can. Now, let's go over everything. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cans. Move over. Sorry, bugs. Sorry, if you don't know, my dog Bugsy was euthanized in August 1st, and I have him in a heart, and he's sitting right over here with incense being burned for him and by him. He's also, the rest of him is sitting on my desk. So I've got him over here and over there so I can talk to him and pet him and stuff. But I've got these incense burning, and now I'm throwing cardboard up against poor Bugsy and incense. All right, lunatic, come on. Pull it back. So we've got 6 cans of paint. We've got a big can of gesso, or a big container of gesso. We have 2 large tubes of Gamblin 1980s. 1, 2, 3, 2 tubes of the more expensive Gamblin paints that I like, transparent earth red, and the radiant blue, which is like an icy blue. It's a really beautiful color, and mixed with other colors, it's almost like adding a white, but not as stark. It also doesn't remove, like when you put in titanium white or other whites, it can kind of remove some of the color. The radiant blue will enhance it. And then I've got 2 tubes of 1980 blue, cobalt blue, and Indian yellow, as we talked about. This whole order came to about, ready? $127. It both feels really good to have them, but because I'm always running on the cheap, I go $127. This is like 2 weeks worth of groceries, sometimes 3, because I don't buy that much or eat that much. This is like this is my utility payments, this is my phone payment. But we need these too to keep moving forward and to keep working. So this is $127 and some change in art supplies. But we've got to do it. We just got to do it every once in a while. But like I said, I just squeeze every last ounce of paint out of every tube. And then I cut them open and I scrape out. But what I do too, let me share this with you. Okay. Sorry, this has water in it. I was doing an acrylic thing. I'll take a pickle jar or a small jar, glass jar, and roll it over the tube so I make sure that I'm squishing the paint from here, every ounce I can get all the way up. So I just roller. It's like a roller when you're making cookies or bread. I just roller it to make sure that I've gotten all the paint out I can, cut it open, scrape the rest out. So there's my art supply. I'm wicked. My art supply purchase. There's my art supply purchase, and I am really, really excited because I've got a bunch of projects I can get back to work on now. Yay! Yay! Thank you, Art Supply, for sending this stuff to me. Because right now, if we had to do what I had to do when I was a kid, which was, well, when I was a kid, get my mom or dad to drive me to the art supply store, and I would stand there and beg them if I could have things. So it was an all-day ordeal. And now with COVID, it would be absolutely impossible. But we've got Jerry Zardarama, we've got Dick Blick, we've got all these companies where we can say, hey, I'll give you money if you deliver to me. I know there's a lot of people that don't understand how online transformed shopping, but wow. it's a non-occurrence now, and it just, I'm still astonished. I can have what I want. Yay! And get discounts, which is phenomenal. And I want to add one more thing while I'm talking about how wonderful I am and snotty and stuff. Sorry, I just woke up from a nap too. Oh. There's a local art supply store. There is a local art supply store here in Sarasota. And I used to go to them, and I used to try to buy my art supplies there because I believe in shopping locally and spending locally. I really do. I don't like big companies. I don't like big box stores. They've got enough money. It's okay. I'm shopping locally. I only eat at local and small businesses if I ever buy anything. Do takeout. However, and this is what drove me to buy online, and I want to tell you, because I don't believe in buying from large companies like Amazon or Jerry's, although I have a warm spot in my heart for Jerry's. The local art supply store, about a month and a half ago, posted online that GoFundMe page for their business, which I found a little shocking and gross, because they were asking artists for $500,000 to stay in business, $500,000 for outstanding debts so they could stay in business. They were begging the art community, artists who don't have money, by the way, for supplies and are struggling, for $500,000 or almost $500,000 to cover their outstanding debts. Okay, let's start there. That was gross, and their GoFundMe page. And then problem number 2 was their Trump supporters. So let's suffice it to say, I will never be spending another dime with these people again, ever. And I don't wish a lot of people ill, but when I do, it's with a vengeance, and right now it's with a vengeance, because that's gross and disgusting. If you're going to be a Trump supporter and you're going to be all, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, and don't ask poor, struggling artists for money. An argument I've been having for years with people. Your organization wants donations. Don't go to starving artists and say, look, we know that you guys haven't sold anything in months, and it's been a terrible year, but we have our hat out, and you owe us because we exist. It happens all the time. And it's just gross. It's really, really gross. I wrote an article a letter to an editor. This is when I was on Cape Cod, because there was an organization that once again was badgering artists for donations. And it was the middle of friggin' winter. And people were hungry. And they're going to artists going, give us, because we exist. We won't give you anything in return. Oh, by the way, it'll be great exposure. It's never great exposure. It's never, ever great exposure. It just is the organization trying to get free stuff for themselves so they can go to, wealthier patrons and get more money anyway, babbly. Birds. So anyway, we won't be going to the local art supply store ever again, because they were not offering anything in return for the artists who were supposed to give them almost $500,000. Nothing. Offering nothing in return. So, no thank you. I'll go to the big company where the prices are a little bit lower. I get everything quicker. They have it in stock. Little local company, I've had to wait up to a month for Neil McGilp. It's not doing me any good. Keep it on the friggin' shelf. And that's my tantrum for today. I'm going to get back to work. I'm going to clean up this mess before I set Bugsy on fire. All right, ciao. coming around the corner. Coming around the counter when she comes. Ready? And ciao. Boink.